Greetings, everyone. Well, as you may notice from the little display here, you might have guessed what the topic is for today's Blu-ray update. Yes, at long last, I've decided to dive into the Criterion Collection. Now, I've had a few Criterions over the years, some of which have been given to me as gifts. Actually, all of these were gifts. These were gifts. These were two I bought myself, Ron and Chasing Amy, and then RoboCop was a gift as well. I used to have the RoboCop Criterion Laserdisc many moons ago. I still have the Ghostbusters Criterion Laserdisc, and actually the very first Laserdisc I ever bought was the Criterion edition of Blade Runner, which I would show you, except it's buried away in the box of Laserdiscs right now. But you've seen it before, you know. So, with the, abundance of funds from the new job, I thought, hey, what better time to actually start picking up some of the other Criterions I've had my eye on for years and just haven't got around to getting. Now, one of the main reasons I didn't get them at the time was because at the time they were really expensive. A lot of them went for about double the price that they go for now. In the past year or so, it seems that Criterion titles have come way down in price. So they're actually kind of affordable now. Even if you don't have a lot of money to spare, you can still afford to pick up a few here and there. They tend to go for about 20 or 30 bucks now, generally, whereas those same editions might have been between 40 and 70 before. So yeah, it's definitely become a lot more affordable to collect Criterions in recent years. So that, coupled with, my new job and everything, the timing couldn't be better to be buying some Criterion. So I bought some Criterion. So I picked up a whole stack of new titles to add to the collection, and this is only the beginning. Oh no, there's going to be lots more down the line. I've been compiling a list of ones that I want. Sadly, some of them have gone out of print, so I don't know if I'll be able to get those ones, but a lot of the ones that I want are still in print, so we'll see. So let's see how the collection is coming along so far with the very first proper, good and epic Criterion Collection update today on the Multimedia Chronicle. The Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, so starting off here, let's take a look at this one. This one I kind of picked up on a whim when I was looking for some other ones. I'd heard of it. I've never seen it. I thought, hey, this actually sounds really good. Sort of an addition to the classy horror movies collection. Picked up the Uninvited. Yeah, which is another, classic, ghost story, haunted house kind of thing. And this just sounds awesome. It's from 1944. And yeah, and I just found out also that they're also doing The Innocents very shortly. And then Scream Factory is doing The Legend of Hell House. So two of my other favorite classy horror movies are getting deluxe releases this year. Now, the thing I love about Criterion is every edition they do is deluxe and has a beautiful book with it, usually with an essay and some behind-the-scenes tidbits and stuff like that. So very cool stuff. So as with the Scream Factory titles I picked up recently, I'm probably going to wait until around Halloween to check this one out. But definitely looking forward to it. Now, next up, there's been a whole bunch of titles released by Criterion featuring this particular director. In fact, this particular director did a total of 32 films, directed a total of 32 films, of which Criterion has, I believe, 28 or 25, something like that. They have a lot. They have a lot of them. They had more, but lost the rights to some of them. One of the ones they used to have was Ron by Akira Kurosawa. So Akira Kurosawa is the director we're talking about. And then when it came time to do the Blu-ray, Studio Canal actually snatched the rights back and put out their own Blu-ray. And quite frankly, their Blu-ray was a fucking rush job, and it looks like shit. it actually looks no better than a DVD release. Like, seriously, don't waste your time with the Studio Canal Blu-ray. I might pick it up if I can find it cheap, just to have the different extras that are on there. But come on, Studio Canal, give it back to Criterion. Let them do the Blu-ray edition of this. I just rewatched the movie recently, actually, just the other night. And it's fantastic. It really deserves a beautiful, beautiful Blu-ray release. Let's make it happen. Alrighty, so speaking of Kurosawa, let's see what we got here. So we got a whole bunch of stuff. There are some that I found in the local stores, some I had to special order. But let's start off with the classic point of view story, Rashomon. Yeah, very, very good movie. Most of these I had never seen. They were ones that I'd been wanting to see for ages, but just never got around to it. So once again, we have a beautiful book here. This is actually a really cool book that actually features the original short stories that the movie was based on. So pretty cool. So if you want to see the origins of Rashomon, you're well covered in that edition. So I'm probably going to do more in-depth looks at these at some point. This is just going to be an update. I'm just going to give you a quick overview. I'm not even going to bother going through all the extras. We'll do that later. I just wanted to sort of show you the stuff that I picked up. This is one that I've had my eye on for a very, very long time. When this originally came out, the DVD edition of this came out, I think it was like $70, and then the Blu-ray was similar. It recently went down to $35, so I couldn't pass that up, and it's, you know, no changes in the packaging or anything. It's still the same style of packaging. We have the epic samurai film, The Seven Samurai. Yeah, there you go. So this is the one that the Magnificent Seven was based on. We'll just give you a quick look here. So we've got this lovely digipack, which actually has a full book inside, which is pretty cool. So two disc digipack there with movie on one disc, supplements on the other, and this beautiful book with just tons and tons and tons of stuff in it. It's very, very nice. Yeah. That? Is that a... I just see a spider? I don't know. Who knows? Well, keep the flies out of my place and you can stay. Alrighty, so Seven Samurai, so can't go wrong there. That's been one of their showcase titles for a very long time. I know the Laserdisc edition and the DVD edition were always like, you know, must-haves for the Criterion Collection, while in the Blu-ray even more so. So, alrighty, so next up we have... I mentioned Ron. Ron is partially inspired by King Lear, and then there's another thing that it's also partially inspired by that I can't remember. But Shakespeare was a big influence on Kurosawa, and this one is definitely no exception. We have Throne of Blood, which is basically Kurosawa's version of Macbeth. Yeah, it's Macbeth with samurais. How frickin' cool is that? So we got Throne of Blood. Very, very nice. Again, now this is actually a two-disc, this is a combo pack, so you got the Blu-ray and DVD. A lot of the recent releases that they've done are two-packs. I think Rashomon is one as well. So again, we have a lovely, we got chapter listing inside there, and we got a lovely book featuring all kinds of cool pictures and whatnot. So, there you go. Very intense. Alrighty, so we'll be checking that one out. I'm actually in the process of watching all of these right now, and then I'll probably do some reviews at some point. This one I'm actually going to be watching. Well, I probably will have watched it by the time you see this. I've been wanting to get this for a very long time. This was one of the top ones on my Kurosawa list, mainly because it is cited as one of the primary influences for a little film called Star Wars that maybe you've heard of. We have The Hidden Fortress. Is basically, you know, band of samurai escorting a beautiful princess back to her friends, accompanied by a couple of bumbling thieves. Now, you definitely will be seeing parallels between this and Star Wars, or so I've heard. So I've really been dying to check this out because, I mean, George Lucas himself has cited Akira Kurosawa as a major influence over the years, and I've been told by many people that, you know, check out The Hidden Fortress. It's basically Star Wars with samurais. So definitely looking forward to checking out The Hidden Fortress. I don't know how well those are going to stand up there, but maybe we'll put this one over here. Okay, there we go. All right. So next up, oh yes, there's more. I went all out, man. So next up, this is one I have actually seen one of these. Funny enough, I didn't realize it was a sort of sequel, so I've not seen the first one yet. We have the box set 2-pack of Yojimbo and Sanjuro. There you go. So, which are essentially samurai comedies. It's kind of a parody of the samurai film, starring what's his face, Toshiro Mifune, who starred in a lot of Kurosawa's other samurai films as the main character in both of these. So you got Yojimbo and Sanjuro. I've seen Sanjuro. I've not seen Yojimbo. Now, if we take a look at the individual covers, you know, they're pretty straightforward. You know, very uniform kind of look to them. But you know, again, each one has its own booklet with it, which is quite nice. And there you go. So again, this was a set that typically went for about $70 when it originally came out. I think I got it for $30, brand new factory seal. Sadly, a little bit squished on the corner. Apparently, that's a common issue with this set, just due to the size of the box being slightly larger than the cases in it. Doesn't really, they're not like super snug, but yeah. Anyway, Yojimbo and Sanjuro, great stuff. I think we just, can we set that? No, of course not. Where can we put it? We'll put it up here. There we go. That works. Is that going to stay? Stay. All right. Now last, but certainly not least, speaking of George Lucas, George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola actually helped fund the completion of this film when the money ran out. We have Kagemusha, which is another samurai epic, a later samurai epic. It's from 1980. You know, Kurosawa went off and did some other films for a while, sort of non-samurai stuff, and this was his long-awaited return to the samurai genre, and apparently it's fantastic. One of his few color films as well. Most of his films are black and white. All of these ones are black and white, the ones that I have here. Yeah, so this is another one that I've been wanting to get for a long time. I just really wanted to check out his samurai films because I've heard that they're exemplary, and what little I've seen, I've definitely been impressed by. In terms of other Kurosawa films that I've seen, I guess the only other one would be Dreams. Dreams was actually the first one of his that I ever saw. I used to have it on Laserdisc. So here we have some lovely paintings there. Very nice. And, wow, even more. So I think these are actually paintings by Kurosawa himself. Yes, they are. They're actually signed by him. So, very cool. So he would often do his own storyboards in the form of these beautiful paintings, and then use that as a guide for his you know, for his directing when he's actually making the movie. So that's pretty cool to actually have a sampling of those. I think it's Ron. Ron has a featurette on there as well that that compares the painted storyboards to the final films and whatnot. So. Can I stand out of the way? I'll stand all the way down here. There you go. Ta-da! So that's it. So basically I picked up 6. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I picked up 7. 8 films total, because this has 2 films in it, of course. So 7 new additions to the Criterion Collection. Definitely planning to pick up more. At this point in time, as you may have noticed, I'm kind of focusing on the Kurosawa stuff. There's only a couple more that are, 1 or 2 more that are actually on Blu-ray. The rest are only available on DVD, sadly, but I definitely want to pick those up. High and Low is another one that's on Blu-ray, so I want to get that. And there's other ones like Kiru, and there's a couple of collections actually from the Eclipse series of Criterion that feature 5 films each. Some of his earlier films. There's the early films of Akira Kurosawa and the post-war films of Akira Kurosawa. So I want to check both of those out, which is nice. I mean, just those 2 sets alone give you a full third of his, you know, of his body of work. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, pretty good. Getting the Criterion Collection going. Probably going to put them on their own shelf because Criterion's kind of special that way, and they go nicely together on the shelf. Yeah, don't know what more I can say. Criterion's freaking awesome. A film, you know, film release company of classic and notable films that is run by film fans, so you know that they're going to do do right by those films and do a good job of them. And they do. I mean, they're pretty consistently excellent. I don't think I've ever heard of any complaints of a Criterion release in terms of picture and sound quality. Some of them occasionally might be a little light on extras just for whatever reason, but the film presentation itself is always fantastic and definitely well worth having. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time. Oh, one more thing. One more thing. I completely forgot. Yes, I mentioned Seven Samurai being the primary inspiration for the Magnificent Seven. Well, the same day, I also picked up the Magnificent Seven. I figured, you know, what the plan is to have a double bill of both of them. So watch Seven Samurai first, Magnificent Seven second, and just sort of see the similarities and the differences. So that should be pretty cool. Definitely looking forward to that. I just have to set aside like 6 hours because they're long films. Alrighty, that is definitely it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.